Aloha. This is Camille. I'm coming to you from Kaneohe, Hawaii. And you are watching this because you're either part of my team or army of people who are sharing happy coffee, or someone in that organization or in my organization have reached out to you about this opportunity, or I guess it's an opportunity. Excuse the background noise. I live in a very small house in a tiny neighborhood, and it's Saturday, and the kids are outside playing, and that's life. And I think it's a perfect example of what I'm about to share. So, the reason I'm doing this video is I was at a training last night here in Hawaii with the amazing Ray Higdon. And this is the book that I just started reading, actually. And he did a 3.5-hour presentation yesterday on basically network marketing. And the things that he highlighted was finding people, okay? He, prospecting. He touched on, sorry, these are my notes and I'm going to be looking through them. Closing. He talked about follow-up, and he talked about culture. And the exciting thing for me when I was listening to all this, and I was with a whole bunch of other network marketers from different companies here in Hawaii, we had people come from the Big Island and I think Kauai and Maui, and it was pretty cool. There was probably a few hundred of us or so, I would guess. And one of the things I realized, and I have heard this from several different leaders in our company, that Elevosity and the company that we are a part of is different. We are doing things differently in the network marketing business and arena that is breaking the mold, that is powerful, that is centered around loving people and not flashy cars and money and all these big, glorious, promises. We are reaching the 80%. Now, what I mean by 80% of people that are in network marketing are in it to make $0 to $100 a month. They're in it for the products because they love it. They're in it to be a part of the team and the camaraderie that we have. They are a part of the culture, the community, but they're not really interested in building a big business, okay? That's 80% of people that you're gonna have come into your business, okay? 15% of those people, now I missed writing down exactly what he said, but basically those people, the 15%, hang on, I wrote it down, they're the goal reachers. So they will set a goal that maybe they have, or you have kind of helped them decide, and they're working towards that goal. And that is, they're not going to be like multi-millionaires, okay? They are, I think maybe between 1,000 to 5,000 a month or something like that is what their goal is. I could be totally misquoting that. I'm sure I know it's in this book. I didn't research it before I started the video, but something like that. And then that's 15% of the people in your organization. Now the 5% is the ones that are like freakishly going for it. They are like ambitious. They're gonna go for broke. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter how you lead them, they are going to win. They are going to be multimillionaires. They're going to go to the top. And it may not be like overnight success, but their activity is like crazy, okay? So that's only 5% of the people. A lot of times what happens, and Ray touched on this with network marketing, now I'm no expert, okay? This is just what I've been learning, is that those 5% is what we typically as leaders will be speaking to and completely miss the 80%. Now, this is what makes Elevosity different, is that we actually are all about the 80%. We are customer-centered. We love on our people. We are encouraging to our people. We are all about the stay-at-home mom, the police officer, the bus driver, the person who just lost their job, the everyday, ordinary people that are trying just to live life. We are trying to reach those people not only with our product that obviously changes lives, Happy Coffee is for everybody, but we are also after to help them get out of working 2 or 3 jobs. We are wanting them to come home and spend time with their families. And that can be just a few $100s a month, you guys. $500 a month for someone can be life-changing. That a lot of people do Uber driving or Lyft because that's the kind of money they need to help keep their mortgage payments paid. If we could allow them to do that from home, how amazing is that? So let me go back into kind of what I've been learning and what Ray Higdon teaches. Now, I just signed myself up with Rank Makers, which is what his organization is. And he basically, it's a daily, he'll give you a daily task or assignment, a goal, and then he'll also give you tips and tools to help you build. And his whole goal is to help us be empowered to build our business. Now, not the 80%ers aren't going to be interested in that. This is more of like 5%ers. And I'm just going to tell you, I don't feel like I'm gifted like I would think a 5%er is, but I'm going to tell you my goal is to take all of Happy Coffee to Hawaii and beyond. And I want to retire my husband, and I want us to be able to be traveling missionaries and be able to work and have income. And that's my goal. And it's not only a financial goal, because yes, I want to be fruitful and I want to bring anybody along with me who wants to go with me, whether you're interested in doing, just $1,000 extra a month, or you're wanting to do more than that, or whatever. I don't even if you want $10 a month, I don't care. I will help you however, whatever level you want. Like, my goal is to help you do what you want to do. And my other goal is to honestly share these products because everybody needs to know about it. I know what these products did for me and my family and what they're doing for all my friends and my family, and people just need to know about it. So whether or not they decide they want it, that's not on me. My goal is to just get out there and share. So that's one thing that Ray really got me fired up about, is not being afraid of no. And I've been growing in this, you guys, but I want to touch on this because so many times we get caught up in no. And he's like, you just have to let go of your ego and not care. And I've been learning that because it's like, really, like, we don't know why they're saying no, but it's not for us to judge or not for us to push. We can't want things more for someone than they want for themselves. But we can't give them power by their no. What I mean by that is that when they say no, we can turn around and say, oh, well, do you know anyone else who wants more energy? Like, let's say this is an example, okay? Hey, have you heard about the Happy Coffee everyone's talking about? It's given me so much energy. And maybe in that conversation with them, I had found out that they were tired. And then they say, no, you know what, I'm not really interested. I was like, great, not a problem. Do you know anyone else who could really use some more energy? And that helps them realize that, oh, it takes the power away from their no. And it helps you mentally as well. Be like, it's okay. And you know what, you guys? I gotta tell you, with our product, a lot of no's are no, not right now. I've had so many people say no and come back a couple months later and be like, you know what? I think I want to take a look at that again. So that's something that I wanted to touch on. Another thing is that, and I haven't been perfect at this, and I'm going to reevaluate some of the stuff that I'm doing, but we need to keep things super simple and duplicatable. And our system that we have in Happy Coffee is so simple. It really boils down to, you just ask the question, have you heard of Happy Coffee? Do you like to be happy? Do you like coffee? If someone's in conversation brings up, like the example I just said, they're tired. They drink 5 cups of coffee a day, but they're still tired. That's where we start to open up the conversation with someone face to face or through Messenger or whatever. And we keep it simple. We say, this is what happened to me when I drank this coffee. Or you can share a story of someone else you know and say, this is what my girlfriend experienced with fibromyalgia, knowing that that person has fibromyalgia. Okay? And then we leave it there. Would you like to know more? And they get to choose. We want to keep the choice in their court. Yes, I would love to know more. Great. I'm going to send you this video, ahappydose.com. I'm going to share that story or my story and keep it there. Boom. If you have any more questions, let me know. Or, well, I also say, or if you want to know more about ordering. Okay, I want you guys to know, I don't have it up right now, but the email that it must have been the Holy Spirit, the email that I created to introduce Happy Coffee to people who ask about it, it's my testimony, the video, and then a follow-up. When they come back to me, and honey, I'm doing a video. When they come back to me and they say, yes, I want to know more information about ordering, then I have another great email that basically says the 3 ways that they can order, a little bit about what I order and what I use. And then at the end, I also make sure to include, which Ray Higdon actually says to do this, that there is a way to make an income. Now, what I do is I keep it really subtle. I say, if you want to join our membership or our Ellepreneur, it's $100. You'll get 20% off all your products. It's an annual renewal fee of $49. And anybody you refer to Happy Coffee that orders with you, you'll get referral checks. And I keep it super simple, but he wants you, Ray Higdon said, that you need to let them know there is an opportunity attached to our product. Because he said you could potentially have this amazing product that people love, but they are broke, they lost their job, something happened, and they need to make some extra money. If they know in the back of their mind, even if initially they say no to the opportunity, they may come back to you and be like, you know what, I'm loving these products. How can I share it with my friends and have a little bit of income? And that's how I get my Ellepreneurs. I have not prospected the business yet. Now that's probably going to change soon, because I feel like I need to give people the opportunity that I am getting to have income. There are many people that are crying at night for an answer, and I'm sitting here with the solution, and it's not good for me. I'm going to let the Holy Spirit lead that, though, because I really like to lead with the product first, because once people get a hold of the product and they love it, it's like a natural progression to wanting to share it, and that's how it happens. So he talked about prospecting. He said you can prospect anywhere. He talked about you can go in the grocery store with your kids and walk up and down the aisles and talk to people. At the gas station, which I've totally done. Strike up a conversation. A lot of times he says don't give a card, and I've noticed that. I've given lots of cards and no responses back. He asked for their card or their information, okay? So I'm going to start doing that. Get their information, because then the power's in your hands to follow up. And he said follow up is key. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Okay? Follow up until they're dead, he said. So don't be afraid. A lot of people are looking for what we all have to offer. In your mind, you cannot think, nobody wants my product, nobody's interested in this coffee, it's too expensive, my opportunity is too expensive. As soon as you think those thoughts, it comes out of your mouth. He had an example of he asked about tailoring at Macy's, that he had this suit that he was like, can it get tailored? And the girl that was there working the counter, she said, oh yeah, but it's $17. And she was all like, and he's like, okay, so if we're saying, oh yeah, we do have an opportunity, but it's $100, that's not the vibe. We want to give off it's only $100. You save 20% off all your products, and then if you share it with your friends and they order under you, you get like 5 people on board with you sharing or ordering the products. You get your products for free. That's huge. With our products, oh my gosh, this Happy Coffee has changed my life. It gives so much energy. It's all natural. I was drinking coffee already. I just switched it to now this healthier coffee I can't live without, because it's amazing. You want to keep the positivity up, Go for no is what he says. He's like, go for no. Who cares about the no? Move on to the next person. Most of the people he were like his top income earners were people that he was like prejudged, didn't think would want it and interested, assumed they had enough money, all this stuff, and they ended up being like opposite of that. They didn't have money, they were struggling, they needed the opportunity, and they were like top income earners, you know. He does 3 things every day in his business, okay, and I really liked this, okay, about prospecting. He said every day he went for no. He tried to get 20 no's a day. Now that's not asking 20 people and then getting no's from all of them. It was people he'd followed up with, potentially, that still said no. It was like, it didn't matter how he got the no, it was going to be 20 no's a day, which means he was probably prospecting a whole lot more than 20 people. He would do 1 video a day. Now this is his personal growth, right? He would do 1 video a day, and I didn't write down what exactly he did, and then number 3, he always worked on self-development. So he said what you need to do is you need to be in love with your productivity. You need to be in love with what you're doing. And that's going to be personal to everyone. Like the way that he kind of shattered my mindset. And I was like, I need to be at least messaging or talking to 10 people a day. And that's my goal, because I want to like explode the business here in Hawaii. I have to get the word out. I cannot not, I just have to. So that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm just going to start cold messaging people. And he gives us a thing. I'll talk about that in a minute. The other thing is everything that we do, everything that you are doing needs to be centered around love. It needs to be, I am sharing this with you because I care about you. Whether you really know them or not, we have to have the attitude of, this is going to help. This is because I care about you. Because when we're centered around that, that's everything. If people know that you care, then they're more open to hearing whatever it is that you're talking about. And that's going to be dependent on your personality. Like, don't think you have to do what I do. I'm very outgoing. I'm very outspoken. I'm not afraid of talking to people. But if you're an introvert and all that stuff, like, do you? And that's one thing he drove home. Ray Higdon really said, like, you need to own who you are and reach people the way that you do. Like, if you love Facebook and you're all about Facebook and you're consistent with Facebook, stick to Facebook. If you're all about face-to-face and having people over to your house and doing meetings, do that. Like, do the thing that makes you alive and motivated and having fun, because you don't want to, like, if it becomes too much of a work job thing, you're not going to want to keep doing it. And you don't want to try to fit yourself into someone else's mold. That's not going to be fruitful for you or anyone else. And you want to do stuff that's simple, that everyone can do and everyone can follow, but sort of alter a little bit to their personality. I'll talk about that in a bit too. Okay, so another thing that he said about network marketing is it's really hard. It's one of the hardest things because there's not like a rule book on how we do it. It's the smallest investment with the biggest gain for finances, which is awesome. Okay, you're not going to go into your job and in 10 years working there, they're not going to say, guess what? You've put in 10 years of work and now we're going to let you go and you're financially free for your life. But with network marketing, the residual income that's coming in, right? You have the potential in 10 years. It could be less than 10 years, it could be faster, but potentially in 10 years, you're probably, if you consistently working, you're going to be set financially free. And that was super empowering to me, you know, like, okay, I don't have to build this business overnight, but if I'm consistently doing things, like there was this one gal that was in network marketing for like 15 years or something. And she had only ever like had $3,000 or something earned. I don't know. But she never gave up. She kept pushing. She kept consistently doing it. And then soon, I don't know what shifted. I haven't heard her whole story, but she's $1 million earner now. And that was over a span of 15 years, okay? Excuse me. Prospecting. Okay, get to the point. Oh, this is what I want. Yeah, prospecting. Oh, Oh man, low power. Okay, sorry. Phone. Okay, prospecting. Get to the point and just come out and ask what we want. Be straightforward. Get to the point. Allow people to choose. Okay? So what he was talking about was more like in social media. So reaching out to people. This is what we need to do. If we do this, guys, we're 50% more likely to get a positive response if we do this. Ready? This is super key. Okay? All we have to do is talk about the elephant in the room. Okay? So let's say I'm messaging somebody out of the blue on Facebook, and I say, I know we don't know each other, but the elephant in the room is we don't know each other. I don't know this person I'm messaging. I can see from their profile they live in this certain area, but I don't have to small talk, banter, and to have a relationship with them to ask them about this thing I want to share. So I could say something like, I know you and I don't know each other, but I wanted to see if you're open to this coffee. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. It's giving me energy and focus and giving me more patience. And I don't know if you drink coffee, but I just wanted to reach out to you. He has a script, so I'm probably like totally messing this up, so don't copy what I'm saying. Something like that. If not, no big deal. So you want to make sure that you say we don't know each other. Give them your little whatever sentence. It can be really short. If you're open, that or something like, would you be open to learning more about Happy Coffee or my opportunity? If not, no big deal. Now that is great because you can't offend people. And if you are offending them, then you know what, you don't want them in your organization anyways, okay? You just don't want to assume the prospect without evidence. That's spamming. So you don't want to assume that they would want the coffee or the business without evidence that they would. That's the thing you don't want to do. That's spamming. That'd be like, I know you totally love, or I see, I don't know. Anyways, if you need more questions about that, you know, I can get you more. People won't be offended by, okay, don't stay in the friend zone. So we don't want to stay in the friend zone. We don't want to chat with somebody for like 3 months and never get to the point, right? Just get to the point. He used a really funny example of a bar. So let's say this woman's sitting in a bar. A guy comes up with his drink and says, hey, I'm staying at this hotel. That would be weird, right? That's different than a woman sitting at the bar. The guy comes up and says, hey, I noticed you're sitting here, you know, alone. Can I buy you a drink? That's way different than, hey, I'm staying at the hotel. Like, that's going to get a not good response. So does that make sense? So closing, he talked about you need to make sure, you know, use your videos, use Zoom calls, use home meetings, use team calls, three-way messages, whatever works for you. It's going to vary probably between different people, I'm assuming, but we want to make something that's like the way that we were brought in is the way we want to bring someone in that's simple and easy and duplicatable. We want everything that we do to be considered, oh, that's all you do? Oh, I could do this. We want to empower people. And I probably haven't done the best job, and I apologize with that. I'm still learning. I'm growing as a leader. You know, but that's what we want to do. Duplication is key. We need to simplify our system, okay? If like I said, if you see me doing something and you're like, oh, I can do that, great. That's what your people need to be doing, okay? Don't be impressive. I loved this. He was all about don't be impressive. Don't be an expert. Don't know everything. You don't want to do that because then everyone is going to think, I need to know it all. I need to know all the ingredients. I need to know all the comp plan details. Who can't know? We want to keep this simple. This is the Happy Coffee. This is what it did for me. I don't know anything else. Just try it. You guys, that's it. That's all I do. I keep it so simple. And if people want more information, they are going to ask. My friends will ask if they want to know about the ingredients. They email me back. Can I know about the ingredients that are in it? How does this thing work? And then I go find the information for them. I send it to them. I send them the list of ingredients, or I send them a video, something that's not just me sharing. Okay, you want to pass the baton to something else, someone else, our team page, your leader, your a video, ahappydose.com. Like, keep it simple. Okay, we want to keep it simple. The other thing is not enabling our leaders. This is a huge thing that we mess up in as leaders, is we don't empower our people to do the work. Our job isn't to babysit, because then they're going to see us babysitting. They're going to think, if I'm a leader, then I have to babysit. No. So one thing, like, I just have to say is that I'm all about that, you guys, because I myself want to feel powerful. I want to take my business, my stand is going to fall. I want to take my business into my own hands. It's mine. I want to build it. I'm not going to keep passing things off to someone else, because then I'm not learning, I'm not growing, and then, like, that's not going to be sustainable. I can't depend on Julie for everything all the time. I can't depend on Tony all the time. Now, we are here to help, and we're here to help you get started. Sorry, my stand is not working. We're here to help you guys, to give you tools. If you're stuck, reach out and we'll give you something to do to get you unstuck. And that's what I do with I've had a frustrating month. Julie, what's going on? She told me it's really slow this month because it's the slowest month in network marketing. This is June right now, okay? We're almost done with June, thank God. It's been a horrible month. Not horrible, I've grown a lot, but it's been slow. So that's huge. So what we can do when they come with question after question after question, what's your best guess? And then have them answer it. I loved that. I love that he said that. And usually unless they're like way off in Never Never Land, the answers are pretty darn good. And you say, great, go tell them that. You know? So we want to empower people. We don't want to be a master at anything. We do not want to come across like a master of anything, because that's going to slow people down. And we want to make sure that we don't come across with our goals or our personality and have to push that onto someone else. So for example, maybe an introvert on my team, I don't want to be like, oh, just go to the party and talk to everyone about happy coffee. You go talk to 5 people. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, no. We don't want them to feel like they have to do that. But if you said, message 5 people on Facebook that you don't know, and here's the little 2 sentences you use. Well, I can do that. That's from my room, and I don't have to talk face to face with anybody. Then do that. You know, if they love Instagram and they're active on Instagram, let's help them do whatever on Instagram, you know, whatever that looks like. The other thing he talked about that I think is really important to talk about is posture. So this is what I already talked about, but you need to be unshakable in your belief that nobody else can sway you from it. Your belief in the product, the belief in the company, the belief in what you're doing, you have to believe that so much that when you have people make fun of you or tell you why are you doing that stupid thing, or that product doesn't work, or that why would you do network marketing, you're like, that's okay. Do you know anyone who would want to make a couple $100 a month? Do you know anyone else who would like to have more energy and focus? You know, we want to keep the power in our court in that regard, but we also want to empower people to make decisions for themselves. We don't want to choke them down. I'm trying to like choke them down. I don't know if that's the right image, but you know what I mean. We don't want to choke them with too much information and force feed stuff on them. We want to keep like, yeah, happy coffee has changed my life. Do you want to know more? Nah, I'm not really interested. Okay, do you know anyone who would want to have the benefits? I've said this a few times already, but it's really good. Do you know anyone who would want to make $500, or would you be interested in making some income on the side without distracting you from what you're already doing? Sure. Okay, great. Let me send you this video. And I'll follow up with you in a couple days. Something like that. And he actually recommended like, okay, I have this time and this time. What time is best for you to watch the video, and kind of set it up more that way. I don't know enough about that yet to like tell you how to coach you to do it, but there's Ray Higdon's books are really good. So and if you want to join, it's $20 a month to do this rank makers thing, if you want to join me in it. So I don't know, I haven't even started yet, but a lot of our team members do it. So Julie and Tony, and yeah, anyways. One thing he said, I am not going to do a dance for anyone. He's like, I'm not going to do a song and a dance to get you into it. It's like, okay, move on if they don't want to do it. My belief doesn't require anyone else to believe. I don't care what you think about network marketing. Do you know anyone who else wants to earn some extra income? This is what my notes, okay? Posturing is number one, he said. You have got to have an unshakable belief in what you're doing, or you're going to be waffly. So he said that's above closing and recruiting. Posture's first, and then closing and recruiting, okay? We need to think in our minds, I thought this was super good, that we are the solution holder. The people we're prospecting are not the prize. They need what we have. Okay, that's our attitude. Keep that in the focus of your mind, that we are the solution holder. We have something that can change their life. They are not the prize. So it releases the power that they have on you when they say no. Someone else is going to say yes. Just keep moving on. It's so powerful, you guys. And I'm learning that huge. Like, my business grows when I let go of no. It's okay. It's not for them right now. That's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to be personally offended because you don't want what I have. It's not for everybody, you know? He said when you're following up, like let's say you sent the video, right? They said, yes, I'm interested in looking at Happy Coffee or the opportunity. Here's the video. What did you like about the video? Okay. And he actually has a script book that you can actually like banter back and forth about what they say and how you respond. He didn't go into that in super detail this time, but so what did you like about the video? If they say no, I didn't like it, well, what were you hoping to see? He did say something about like video lengths don't matter. It's how you present what you're offering is what's important. So let's say like, oh, I don't have 60 minutes to watch a video. Oh, well, then you can say, that's what they say, right? Oh, well, then I guess this isn't for you because I train, I'm going to train you and you're going to have to, you're going to need an hour of time every week. So if you don't have that time now, then this isn't for you. And then if they really are still, then they'll be, I can watch it. I can watch it. Okay, great. I'll follow up with you in 2 days or something, whatever. I don't know. So you keep the power in your court. That's huge. Okay. You don't want to, wait, hang on. Okay. I guess that's, there's another thing I wanted to touch on. Follow up. So be the master follow up. Follow up's key. Now I have learned follow up is key for my customers. I follow up with them when they started drinking the coffee. I see how they're feeling, what they're experiencing. I keep connected with them after they've gotten their order. Do you have any questions? Let me know. I just really love on them. I care about their experience with Happy Coffee, and so I follow up with them, okay? I'm not that great right now about following up with my business people. I stay connected, but I'm really blessed because a lot of my girls, they just reach out to me. You guys, I'm talking about you guys. You reach out to me and you say what you need, and I love that. And I hope that's because I'm doing a good job leading. I don't know. So follow up is so important because we need to see, this is what he said, we need to see that each person that we prospect and talk to are gonna have their lives changed, okay? So we know that telling this one person about happy coffee that has no energy, their life's going to change because they're going to have energy, okay, with our coffee. Same thing with, like, for example, a stay-at-home mom with no income, okay? Let's say her husband just passed away and she's a stay-at-home mom with 4 kids. We need to understand that what we have can absolutely change her life. And when we come to people with that attitude, that is where the love comes, right? They're going to feel that love. They're going to feel cared for. The other thing he said that's so powerful about following up, and why this is like the follow-up, he didn't necessarily talk about how you follow up, it's the fact that you do it. Follow-up is important because he said they always say the money's in the follow-up or something. But the follow-up, we need to realize that what we are doing in our income earning, in our business building, is going to change communities, is going to change families, is going to change potentially the world, depending on how big you're thinking. For example, let's say you have a friend and she has a goal to build a community garden. And you know that not only the product's going to help, but the opportunity is going to help that, because she's working a full-time job already and not making enough income. But if she had a little bit of side income, she could totally build that community garden for her neighborhood. So that's what I mean by the fact that our following up can change much more than just our paycheck or their paycheck. It's going to change stuff. Like, Julie didn't know when she told me about this product that I have been looking for something that I could do from home that not only is a product that I believe in has changed my life and other people's lives, but that I could make enough money to be a traveling missionary with my family. She didn't know that, but that's exactly what my secret cry in my heart was. So we just don't know. Like, us following up with people can absolutely be a catalyst to changing much more than just us or the other person, right? He said you need to follow up, okay? Follow up. He said don't recruit other network marketers, okay? Unless they're coming after you. No negative, nasty people in your organization. And he said unless they are dead, follow up. So don't follow up with people that are negative and nasty. Don't follow up with network marketers unless they've reached out to you first, obviously. And don't follow up with dead people. So it's pretty funny. He's like, I follow up until they die. And this doesn't have to be like following up like a every day or something. This is like he's talked about like every few months, you know, following up with certain people, and the timeline is going to be different for different people at different stages, right? Some people have to follow up with every day with their coffee. Some people it's every month. Some people it's every couple months, right? I mean, but we want to stay connected. We want to let them know that we love them, that they are part of what we're doing, because you never know, one of your people who's just on the coffee for months and they were not interested in the business at all of a sudden something shifts in their life and they're like, this product I love, I can share this and make some money. So they're going to reach out. You know, if you haven't been reaching out and staying connected with them, they might look for another opportunity somewhere else and not even build a business with you, you know, because they don't want to be a part of what you're doing, because they don't feel loved. Which brings me to culture, what he talked about, okay? Culture. And I love this about our company. Elevosity has a culture of sharing hope, sharing camaraderie, empowering each other, helping one another. Like, we are for one another. We're not like competitive and like you're on that team and I'm on this team and we're gonna beat you. And no, it is not like that. And I love that, because I feel like we already come into this organization knowing that we are cared for. We just have to be willing to reach out, right? It's got to be still us reaching out. We can't just assume like, Julie hasn't called me in 2 weeks. Seriously, you know, like if I needed to talk to Julie, then I need to reach out to her and say, Julie, I'm feeling really discouraged right now. Can you help me? And she may have needed me to call too, just to talk and encourage one another, right? You just never know. So we need to create a culture in our team, in our business with us, right? of making people feel good, regardless of their level of desire or level of results. Love them no matter what. So I found out, like, through just a time, not from me personally, but just hearing, some people will come in and just want to be a part of a team, and they're not even building anything. They're not making money. They're not prospecting, but they just want to be a part of what we're doing because they just feel like important and loved. Okay. And then we have people who are, they're just like trying to make a little side income, right? But we don't want to make anyone feel like they're less than because they're not making big numbers. The person that brought one person in, is just as important as the person that's bringing 10 people in or whatever. Okay? They're equal. And I feel that way. Absolutely feel that way. Because anybody who shares happy coffee with anybody and they get on board is another life changed. Okay? That's amazing. And even the people who aren't prospecting, if they're in our group and they're jumping on the calls and they're sharing their story and they're liking our stuff on our page, they are important. That is someone who is adding value to what we're doing, and they're important. And I appreciate all of that. All of that. Because I'm only one person. I can't do everything. So if I have a bunch of other people who are excited about what we're doing and getting involved in whatever way they want to get involved, I am super stoked about that. I am not going to force anyone into doing anything they don't want to. I'm not going to push goals on people that don't want to be pushed on. And that was one thing that he hammered hard, is you do not do that. It turns people off. I don't want goals set for me that I don't want to reach. Like, let me decide what I want to do. If you're doing a contest and that sounds like fun, I'm going to join in on that. But I don't want someone saying, like, you have to do this and all that. I don't want to do that. It just totally turns me off. And everyone else is like that too, If someone wants more goals to be put before them to work towards, then they're going to reach out to you and they're going to say, hey, I need some goals to get me motivated again. Bam. Okay. How does this sound? Let's do this. Let's try it. And sometimes we try stuff and it fails, and that's okay. Move on. You learned, and try something new, We want to edify and build up our team. We need to love them. So he talked about, like a gym owner. I love this example. He puts it in his book as well. Let's say you have this guy, this gym owner, right? He sees this guy come in, and he's every day he's like, works out for like 7 minutes, burns a few calories, and then he goes over to the juice bar and gets like this huge protein drink that's like 2,000 calories. And he does this like month after month, day after day, right? The gym owner is going to be excited about the fact that he is there working out, paying his monthly membership fee, right? He doesn't care. Like, if that's all that guy wants to do, that's okay. He's not going to do after, hey, buddy, you've been coming in here for months and you haven't progressed. I haven't seen you do anything. What are you doing here? He's not going to do that. But so many times as network marketing leaders, we do that kind of stuff, don't we? I mean, I don't, but I've seen it happen before, where it's like you guilt trip people and they're like, what are you doing here? Why are you wasting my time? No, they're not a waste of time. They're a valuable human being and they're with you for a reason. And that's like all that matters. So, I really liked that. Let's see. Our mission should not be to make people feel bad. Okay? He said that. Your mission should not be to make people feel bad. If they don't want to prospect, that's okay. We are as network marketers, this is a volunteer army. And I didn't understand what that necessarily meant until last night because I've heard it before, but it is people who got in on the product or got in on the opportunity because they wanted to. They weren't forced into it. They weren't hired for a job. They are a volunteer army of people, and we need to love them, just like we do at church. We're not going to knock our volunteers because they're not working hard enough, or, you know what I mean? Like, that's not because people aren't giving a certain amount of money to the church. You're not going to kick them out or not let them into classes because they're that. No, we embrace people. We love them. We empower them. We lift them up, and I am so about that. So everything Ray Higdon was saying, I was like, yes. This is what I've been learning about. I did a whole year course with Danny Silk on, like, being a leader that loves people, that empowers other people, that doesn't knock them down when they're being stupid, you know, like, and I didn't realize why I'd been in that class for a whole year. I was thinking like, God, Lord, I've been doing all this leadership training for like years. I did ministry school with, you know, with my husband and a bunch of our friends, and I was like, I have all this leadership experience and all this knowledge, and I've never had a place to like use it until now. And I love it that I'm with a company who this is what they're all about, loving and empowering other people, giving people hope, whether it's in the product or the money or both, you know? So, so our goal is simply to share our story and let people know the good news about Happy Coffee. Keep yourself positive and engaging, and celebrate small victories for yourself and the people in your team or in your organization. 95% of what we should be sharing on Facebook, this is talking about Facebook and social media, okay? 95% of what people should be seeing is positive, inspirational, encouraging, celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, celebrating small victories, you know, whatever that looks like, welcoming people into the team, you know, and you know, that kind of stuff, or welcoming them into the group. That this is what people want to see. The other thing about like what people like to see is they like the real life. They like real stories, real testimonies. It doesn't need to be shiny and squeaky clean and perfectly organized. I mean, you can tell by my video, I am not all about that. I just not. And so what he said is, he talked about like, don't advertise all these shiny stories like Nick made $10,000 in 2 months, woohoo, you know? No. What if you want to share that kind of story? You say, this is the struggle that they walked through for 10 years. This is where they come from. This is what they did, and this is how they did it, and this is their story. It has to be their story. You can't like make everyone like, I don't know. You just don't want to promise things that are not necessarily reachable for everybody. Like, yeah, so sharing success stories are great, but make sure it's real life, you know? You don't want to just make everything look so shiny and perfect. That's stupid. People can see right through that. It's ridiculous. This is what he was talking about. Hang on. So going back to the gym example, he said, okay, this is what we mean by making people feel a part of something and special and welcome, okay? He said, let's say I walk into that same gym I've been going to for months, okay? He's using the gym. And all of a sudden, the whole wall, every wall is covered in pictures of women who are bodybuilders. All of them in their poses, whatever. All women bodybuilders. Wouldn't you feel a little uncomfortable and out of place? Because you're thinking, okay, women bodybuilders. Well, I'm not a woman, first of all, because he's a guy. And second of all, I'm not here to become a bodybuilder. I'm here to just work out and get burn some calories or something. I don't know. Like, that's what we want to stay away from. We don't want it to seem like you have to be this certain mold and this certain kind of person to do this business, okay? This is so important, and that's why duplication and simplicity is key. Do you drink coffee? Do you want to be happy? Have you heard of the Happy Coffee? Keep it simple. Bam, tell your story. Tell someone else's story. Follow up with them. Hey, do you want to know more information? Hey, how did you feel on the Happy Coffee? Like, keep it so simple. It's simple. And when people see that, they're going to feel like, I can do this. This is great, you know, and love them. Get your egos out of the way. That's what he said. Get your ego out of the way. You don't need to be the highest leader and have all the answers, okay? Just don't go there. It's better if you just act like you don't know much. Even if you do know much, act like you don't. Pass it on to somebody else, you know? Hey, let me get you on a call with my friend Camille. She knows a little more about this than me. Let me get you on a 3-way message. Hey, here's this video that will actually help way better than I could help you. You know, pass the buck. It's the best thing you can do. Pass the buck. And that takes so much of the weight off of you and onto something else, okay? And it makes it easier for someone else to do. So if you got in through to Happy Coffee through my email and that worked for you, copy my email. You guys, if I did not send you the email examples that I send to people, it works. I don't know what magic is in it, but it works. It gets people interested and engaged, and they want to know more. So please let me send that to you because it works. And it's not long, and it's really simple, and you can change your story in there so it sounds like your words, but it works. So we also want to understand that in network marketing, it is okay to have a lot of people do a little bit of work. We don't want to focus on those 5 or 6 top earners in our business and forget about the thousands of people who are doing a little bit, because those are the ones that pay more attention to all the stuff that we're doing. They're the ones, like, if you're a top income earner, you're just on your own thing. Like, you know what, you're just doing whatever you want when you want, because you're just setting those goals and going for it. You're just all out, right? It doesn't matter. But it's those other ones, the ones that are doing a little bit, the thousands that are doing a little bit, that are interested in your calls that you're doing, that are interested in what you're posting on Facebook or Instagram. They're the ones that care about the appreciation and the shout outs and the victories and all that stuff. And those are the ones that we want to make sure we don't forget about and lose track of. They're so important. And I love that about our company, because we're so customer based, and customers that end up turning into business builders, because we're just good at doing that. We're good at loving on those people, and they're like, oh, well, if you're earning some money like that, I can do that too, you know? And it'd be better to have thousands of people doing a little bit than 5 people doing everything, right? That's what we want to stay away from. People want to know that they're loved and appreciated and cared for. So that's really important for us. And if you're not very good at that, you need to find someone in your group that is good at that. And that's more relative to, like, maybe your groups that you're a part of, like your Facebook groups, which, you know what, if you're watching this and you don't, okay, not everyone needs to have a page. You just need to utilize the pages that your leaders already have set up, because it's a lot of work. You need to be more focused on getting your word out about the Happy Coffee and messaging people and calling people and going out face to face than being an administrative person. And I can tell you right now, like, I would have never started a Happy Coffee Hawaii page if I didn't know I needed to do it, because I live in Hawaii. And you guys, if you don't live here, you don't understand that the culture is different. We're not the mainland. We are not anything like, I mean, everyone has their own unique place that you live. I get it. But Hawaii is very, very different. And we are all about, in Hawaii, being unique and being special. We don't want to take stuff from the mainland and, like, have it mainland. We want, so that's why I started my Happy Coffee page. But I highly encourage you not to have a page. You need to add people into our group, or Happy Coffee Chat and Fun. Happy Coffee Chat and Fun, yeah. Because there's so many more testimonials in there from all over the place. It's third-party validation, and it's not you posting all the time. Like, I'm having a struggle with me posting all the time, and, like, is this actually working? The reason I haven't given up on my page and thrown in the towel is because I know, like, Hawaii hasn't even started to grow yet. So I just have to stick with this until it, like, busts loose, and then, you know, it's gonna go crazy. And I'll have tons of Hawaii people on there and their stories, and they're all, you know, anyways. But don't waste your time being an administrator. It's taking time away from you building your business. Okay, we're going back to the simplification. So I just have to say that, because a lot of my team that started to build a business thinks they have to start a page. And I'm not saying, like, if you really feel strongly that you need to do this, then that's fine. But I also know that it takes a lot of work, and it has distracted me from actually getting customers. So that's why I kind of, like, don't do it. It's just a waste of time. Unless you find it very effective in you getting sales, do it. And that's another thing he said. He's like, if you are doing something and it's producing customers and, you know, business builders, do it. If it's not producing anything, get rid of it. Just stop doing it. It's a waste of your time. Don't waste your time. Our time is limited, you guys, and we can't just be like wasting it, you know? We need to be productive. The other thing he said is that the reason we need to keep things simple and straightforward and duplicatable is because we don't want people to think that once we get a big team, then all of a sudden we have to do this huge amount of work. So he discouraged us, even as leaders, from doing anything other than prospecting and reaching out to people. And so I'm going to do more of that, like more of, here's something that I'm doing that got 5 people interested in the business. Why don't you guys try it? Okay. So that's what I'm going to start doing. And I'm learning. This is all very new to me. I'm not a network marketing guru. I have failed at 2 different network marketing businesses. I do not have all the answers, but I'm learning what's working and what's not working. So, yeah. Let's see, he said all customers should know that there's an opportunity attached to what we're doing. The reason he said that, and I think my email does a really good job of letting people know, so copy my email, it works. Because that's why so many people have come back and asked about the opportunity without me even saying anything about it. It's because my email, okay? So, because some days, like I said, somebody might want to know about the opportunity that we have. And if we never told them that there's an opportunity attached to our business or our product, then they might go to another company because there's an opportunity that looks good there. When we know our opportunity is the best opportunity. Hands down, I would not be doing network marketing if I wasn't in this company, guys. I told my husband that last night. I would not be doing what I'm doing right now for any other company. That I am all the way Happy Coffee. I'm never switching. I'm going to the top, and that's it. I have unshakable belief in this product and what it does for people, and I'm going to just share it forever. I'm not switching to companies. I'm sold forever here. So some things that I wanted to actually include in this video is not just summarizing everything I learned at the thing last night. Is just some things that I do that I believe are really powerful and effective and have helped me growing my business so far. And you can take these things or leave them. That's up to you. But I had to help. So first of all, my email. So when someone's interested in Happy Coffee, I send them an email that says, this is just a summary of my testimony of when I heard about the Happy Coffee, what it's done for me and my family. And then I put the video in there, which is, if you don't have your own personal funnel link, which you can ask me about later, you can do ahappydose.com, and that shows the video about the testimonials, and it shows the Happy Coffee video that's like 2 minutes long about what the Happy Coffee actually is and does. And then I say something about if you're interested in knowing more, or want to get started and try it for the next 30 days yourself, please get back to me. Or something about if you have any questions, something like that too. You know, if you have any questions or you want to get started and see what happens for you the next 30 days. Something like that. I'll send you the email. You can read it for yourself, but it works. The second email that when they say, like I already said, when they email me back and they say, yeah, I'm interested, then I say, here are the 3 ways you can order. Number 1, you can be a customer and pay full retail price. Number 2, you can be a Smart Ship customer and you can get 10% off of your products. Number 3, you can sign up as a member / Ellepreneur. I like to do that because I like to keep it. I don't like to just push the business, but I like people to know that there's this opportunity to save more money. Okay. You can sign up for $100, or you sign up for $100 for the year. It's a $49 renewal fee every year after that. You save 20% off of all your products, similar to a Costco membership. I love to say that. I believe that's in my email. And then you can actually get referral checks for anyone who decides to order through you. I don't say under you. I say through you. I don't like people to feel like there's these levels, okay? I really don't like to do that. I don't call Julie my upline. I call her my partner, or I call her my friend. I prefer friend, because then people don't know that she's like above me or below. I don't know. When I'm talking about the business, then I'll probably say more like partner. But in regards to, you know, just customers and stuff, this is my friend. This is what she, you know, she's just my friend. I handwrite thank you letters to every single one of my customers and elopreneurs, because most of my elopreneurs actually sign up for the discount, not to do the business, okay? So that's the platform that I use, right? Hang on. I include a business card. Okay? And this business card is good. I think I'm gonna update it though, because it needs my website on it and stuff. Has some directions on the back. It has the benefits of it. I send that with a handwritten thank you. I put this awesome card in. If you do not have this card, I will send it to you. It's 3 of these on a sheet of paper, and I just cut them. I'm simple, I don't know. And it's basically like helpful tips for dose, so directions, okay? And then common symptoms and simple solutions. And I did this right from the get-go, because a lot of people, when they first start, their body adjusts. Some people get headaches, some people get really thirsty, some people have loose bowels, you know? But it's all a part of their body adjusting, and it's actually good. That means the product's working, and a lot of people are freaked out by it. But when I started sending this with it, they're like, oh, okay, this is, so I was a little jittery, or kind of my brain was a little buzzed. Okay, you probably had a little too much caffeine. Try not adding a full scoop to your coffee, or try not to add the scoop to your coffee, because some people add it to their coffee instead of just hot water, and then they have too much caffeine. Or they need to try a half scoop and let their body adjust slowly, okay? So I have this, and it's so helpful, okay? And this puts out fires before I have fires. So I don't have a whole bunch of people like freaking out, like, oh my God, I have a headache, blah, 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 you know? And they deal with it themselves. I'm empowering them to take care of their own self. Drink more water, back off on your dose. You'll be fine, okay? So I put that in there. And then I love to, I put a little happy face sticker on the back of the envelope and write thank you. And I always lead with, thank you so much for your recent order. I'm so excited for your journey with Happy Coffee. I can't wait to see how or hear how you feel. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm here for you. Look forward to talking to you soon. Love, Camille. Okay, I keep it real simple, nothing complicated. This is golden though. I think this is key to put in your things, your thank you cards. And then, you know, I follow up with email. My team's getting big enough that I have a lot of customers, and so I signed up for a free email service through, oh my gosh, what's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm totally spacing, but it's like an email service. MailChimp. I signed up with MailChimp for a free email account, and that's how I can email mass emails. And I'm not going to use it like all the time, but at least I can put all my customers and elopreneurs in there and kind of like once in a while check in, like, hey, I just want to see how everyone's feeling, and I just want to make people feel like they're connected, but I also don't want to waste a ton of time emailing, because I was doing like every email and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, I was copying and pasting, but it still takes a long flipping time to like individually message people, okay? I'm trying to keep things streamlined and simple so I don't have to waste a ton of time. So that's a recent thing I started doing. I think that's about all I wanted to share. I really recommend, you know, keep it simple. Come from your heart. Love people. Don't talk too much about the product. If they ask, answer the question, but say as little as you can, okay? Say as little as you can, and that's exactly what Ray said. The fewest words is the most powerful. And then you just want to be reaching out. You know, we don't want to knock people who are in a job, okay? This is something I think is important to say. We don't want to knock people who are working. Our job as network marketers is to let people know there's another option to create some income with a product they already love. And it's not to say you need to, like, you know, your job is so lame, and, you know, some people really love their jobs and they're not going to leave their jobs, but they would like to earn some extra money. Great. It's awesome. We just show them how to do it. We also want to help. This is what I'm going to do better at, okay? Helping people who want to grow a business, starting them small with one small step. What's one thing they can do to get started? We want to keep it real simple and manageable. We don't want to give them, like, for example, one woman asked last night, okay, well, how do you feel about making a name of 100 people when you first start? I'm like, automatically in my mind, I'm like, no, freaking no. I don't have time to do that. I'm not going to sit down and write 100 people. That doesn't work. I have not even tapped into my warm market, you guys. I'm just letting you know. I have not. I don't want my friends to get turned off of this amazing product by me, like, going after them. So I'm letting those people actually come to me and ask about it. That's been working for me. And people have, you know, been watching, and all of a sudden, hey, you know what? I want to know about that coffee that you're talking about. I like prospecting people I don't really know better. It's just easier. I don't know. There's less, like, weirdness between it, you know, but that's not for everybody. Some people are like, go after their warm market and then go for it, you know, and if it's working, then great. But we want to give people, like, a small, simple step to get started, okay? We don't want to give them that, like, requirement. You have to make your list of 100 people, and then you need to cold call 5 people a day. And no, let them start. Ask them, like, what are your goals? What would you like to see? How much income would you like to have? How much time do you have during the day to give to your business? You know, and if people don't have time for it, then they say, no big deal. When you're able to give more, then you give more. And, you know, people are going to do what they want to do. And that's okay. And our job is to simply be there to support them in whatever it is that they want to do. Because we have to trust in God. We have to trust that He's going to lead us, that He's going to grow our business, that He's going to bring the people into our lives that we need to have in our business or need our product. And our job is simply to do and share. That's it, you know? So what are some simple things that people can do? Step 1, do one thing, you know? And then if they do that step, then here's another step you can do, you know? We also, one thing I wanted to share that he shared that I thought was really good is we don't want to collapse steps. It's easy to try to, like, cut corners when you're doing stuff. But he said, for example, you don't want to just go and post or share with somebody, buy this powder for $30. It'll change your life. People are going to be like, what are you flipping talking about? He said, you need to say something more like, what did he say? Do you want to have more energy and more focus? You've got to hear about this thing that I just started taking. Something like that. And then you can get into, oh, well, this powder that I take once a day is $30 a month, and it's totally, you know, changed my life. Then that's 2 different steps, right? You don't want to just, like, push. People will be like, you're such a weirdo. What are you talking about? Another thing that he said is, when you're prospecting about opportunity, don't say, like, hey, I know we don't know each other, but are you open to hearing about this opportunity? I'm expanding to the Big Island. Would you be interested in hearing more? Don't add on to that because it's super awesome. Because you're, like, closing them and opening them in the same sentence, right? Don't do that. You leave it at, would you be interested in taking a look? Boom. They answer back yes or no, and then you continue the conversation with whatever they say, okay? So that's one thing that I found really helpful. Don't feel like you need to, he did say talk about, you know, I'm not really good at this and I haven't really figured out a solution yet, but give them a time frame to watch the video or to do whatever action step that you're asking them to do when you're prospecting somebody, okay? So maybe something like, are you interested, you know, in the business opportunity, blah, blah, whatever you're saying. And then, okay, they say, yes, I want to watch the video. Okay, I'm going to get back to you on Thursday in the evening, something like that. And then if they didn't watch it, then you'd be like, oh, no big deal. You know, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm not really, I'm trying to think of what he was saying last night. Forget it. I'm going to drop that because I don't have the expert answer for you. But, yeah. It's just, you know, following up and keeping connected with them and getting to the, you know, if they, one thing he said is if they don't watch it and they keep not watching it, then just drop it. They're not interested. They're not doing, like, just move on. Don't keep wasting your time. Like, don't beat yourself over the head with a stick and keep going after these people that are like, if they don't have 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 15 minutes to watch this video and they keep, you know, putting it off, then they're not going to help build your business, you know, and maybe it'll be not now, maybe it'll be later and their life circumstances will change, and not now. I don't think no, I think not now, but you don't want them, just be like, you know what, I've got a lot of other people that are really, wanting to know about this. So when you know, I can't keep following up with you and you're not watching the video, something like that. You don't have to say it like so meanly, but just let them know that you have other people that are interested and that you just aren't going to keep wasting your time with that, in the nicest way possible. And that sometimes can actually be a trigger, like, oh, you mean there's other people that are like interested in this, you know, and that might actually help them, like, go watch the video, you know. People are so silly. I wanted to also say, do you be unique? Own your business. That's one thing that he really kept driving home, is own your business. It is not your upline's business. It is not your sideline's business. It's your business. So you put in the work that you want to put into it. We teach to teach. So this is just like being duplicatable, okay? You need to think, like, what am I doing that is teaching someone else to do the same thing? So that's where I've kind of messed up a little bit, where I made my own team page and now a whole bunch of people are like making team pages, and I'm like, well, you don't really need to do that, but it's hard for me to like tell them no, because I don't want them to feel like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We need to point people to the system. That's what Happy Coffee and Elevosity is really good at. Pointing everyone to the same system, doing the same thing, and it works. So that's what is so important about getting on all these calls. Now, you don't have to get on all the calls all the time. I do think that if you are really serious about this business, that you should be at least on 2 calls, if not 3 a week. I do our Monday night call with Ricky Durant's team, which is our team, you know, and we're like in this big, huge team. The Saturday morning training call that he does, their team does, and our Thursday team call, that is our personal own team. I highly recommend, you know, but if you're not as serious as maybe that, at least 1 opportunity call a week, get on it. Because you're going to hear testimonies that are going to blow your mind away and keep you wanting to share the coffee, and it's going to give you a little more insight on what this coffee can do and how it's helping people, which can then help other people, okay? But you've got to stay connected. If you don't, then you just kind of float off in outer space, okay? And you've got to, you know, yeah, it's just really important. One thing he said is pain pushes you until a vision pulls you. And I had that for years, where I felt like pain was pushing me into doing certain things until I finally caught the vision, and that pulled me to where I wanted to be. And that's where I'm at now. I feel like I'm finally pulled by this vision, and it's way better than being pushed by pain. But sometimes that's where people start. They start in this business or this product with pain, but then eventually they grab a hold of what this could actually do for them and their friends and their people in their community, and they get a hold, and the vision pulls them. It says a man without vision will perish, right, in the Bible. So we want to make sure that we have vision in our mind. If you're wanting to really grow this business, yeah, please. If you want to build this business and grow this, you've got to have a vision. And he talked about, Ray Higdon talked about having whys, and whys are good. I understand. He's like, I understand why people have whys, and, I do it to get my husband home from work and help my kids. But he said, really, it needs to be a vision bigger than yourself. I already talked about this, but for my vision that's bigger than myself is to, number one, change Hawaii with happy coffee. Okay, that's huge. There are so many people in depression and stuck in anxiety and working too many jobs, and because it's expensive to live here. And if I can show people a way to come home and to be with your family and change lives with these products, that's huge. My other huge goal and vision is to be a traveling missionary with my family, to be able to go anywhere the Lord calls us. It doesn't matter where in the world, where in the country he calls us, that we would have the ability to just go and still know that we're going to have income coming in and be free to do that. It's been our heart's desire since before we even had money. We were flat broke, didn't have any money, living on the government assistance, and we still had that vision in our hearts. Like, someday we want to be able to do this. This is the vehicle God brought into our lives, and that's why I am unshakable in my belief in this company and the belief in this product and the belief in where I'm going to go. I can't be shaken because I have that God vision, that God dream in my heart. So you've got to have something like that that's going to be with you when you wake up and you don't want to work, when you don't want to help somebody else out. You don't want to put in the hours that whatever it is that you feel like you need to put in. You have to have that in your mind. And the last thing I'm going to share, and then I'm going to stop because I'm just going on and on and on. This is getting a long video, but we need to find out what is important to the people that we're in contact with. We need to speak into their greatness, not our greatness, not what we can offer, what they're good at, where they're powerful, where they have giftings that are valuable. We need to speak to their greatness, and that is my favorite part of what I'm doing. And I need to do it more. I need to do it more actively, because that's what I do in my faith world, in my ministry world. I speak into who they are and who they were created to be, and I empower them to walk in that. And that's what we need to do. We need to speak into people. So for an example, just a really little example, is he was talking to this guy at this network marketing thing, and this guy was like talking about like kind of his dreams and why he was there and all this stuff, and his friend, Ray's friend, was standing there with this other guy, and he said, well, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you want to go? Like, if you could travel anywhere. And he's like, well, and he kind of got this, like, you could tell he was really thinking about it, and he goes, well, I have these, I don't remember, he's like, koi pond and these certain fish, and they're actually only in this one lake in the middle of Africa, and I've always just wanted to go there and actually see those fish in their real environment. And then Ray Higdon's response was not like, because the guy's like, yeah, someday, I'd like to. He goes, oh, well, when are you going to do that? When are you going to go? And he just put it straight forward to the guy, like, when are you going to do that? And he empowered the guy, like, oh yeah, this is real. You could actually do this. It's not out of reach. And so that guy ended up signing up with that network marketing company, and ended up, he's like, I don't remember if he, like, what, he didn't promise, like, if you get into this business, you're going to get to go to Africa, but something clicked in his brain, like, you're right. Doing what I'm doing now isn't going to get me to go to Africa. So I have to do